wind moves low across the frozen plain. It carries snow across a land that feels endless and silent. The sky hangs pale above the steppe, and beneath it, through drifting white, a small herd advances. Dark shapes against the brightness. Thick fur rippling in the cold. Curved tusks swaying gently with each step. Calves press close to their mothers for warmth, but the ground beneath them is softer than it once was. Snow sinks deeper. Patches of wet earth show through. Winter is still here, but it is not the winter they remember. They do not know that the world beneath their feet is changing. They do not see the ice retreating far to the north. They do not understand that the vast frozen grasslands that once stretched beyond the horizon are slowly shrinking. They walk forward, following ancient migration paths, and without realizing it, they are walking toward their end. This is the story of how the mammoths slowly disappeared. Not in a single disaster, not in one dramatic moment, but through a quiet chain of changes, climate, landscape, and human expansion, that together closed a chapter of life that had lasted for hundreds of thousands of years. To understand their disappearance, we must return to the world where they once thrived. The woolly mammoth was not a myth. It was a real living animal, powerful, social, intelligent. Standing up to 3 meters tall at the shoulder, it was built for survival in relentless cold. A thick coat of long brown hair covered dense insulating underwool. Beneath that, a heavy layer of fat shielded it from Arctic winds. Its ears were small to conserve heat. Its trunk was strong and precise, able to clear snow or lift a newborn calf. And its tusks, sweeping arcs of ivory, could stretch several meters, curving outward like crescents of bone. They lived in herds, much like modern elephants. Females led family groups across enormous distances. They grazed on dry grasses, herbs, and low shrubs that covered the northern plains. In winter, they scraped away snow to reach frozen pasture beneath. For them, the cold was not a challenge. It was home. At their peak, mammoths roamed a vast belt of land stretching from Western Europe across northern Asia and into North America. This region, known today as the Mammoth Steppe, was dry, open, and rich in seasonal grasses. Around them lived other giants. Woolly rhinoceroses grazed nearby. Steppe bison moved in powerful herds. Reindeer migrated in great numbers. Predators, wolves and cave lions, followed at a distance. It was a world of cold light and immense horizons. And for thousands of years, mammoths flourished there. They had survived previous ice ages. They adapted to advancing glaciers and retreating ice. Their kind had endured dramatic shifts before, but the end of the last ice age brought something different. Around 12,000 years ago, the planet began to warm. Not suddenly, but steadily. Glaciers retreated. Massive ice sheets melted. Sea levels rose. As temperatures climbed, the Mammoth Steppe began to transform. Dry grasslands slowly gave way to shrubs and forests. Moisture increased. Rivers expanded. Swamps formed where firm ground once lay. To an individual mammoth, a single season may have seemed familiar. Snow still fell, winds still blew, but over generations the land changed shape. The Great Steppe fragmented. Habitats that had once connected continents broke into smaller patches. Food became less predictable. Herds had to travel farther. Calves born into this new world faced increasing uncertainty. The mammoth was specialized for cold, open plains. Its heavy fur and thick fat, once perfect advantages, became burdens in milder climates. Its grazing habits were not easily adapted to dense forests. And as the land shifted, another force expanded across that same terrain: humans. Modern humans spread across Eurasia and into North America during the same period. At first, encounters were rare. Small bands of hunter-gatherers moved carefully through the landscape, but tools improved. Spear points became sharper. Hunting strategies became more organized. Humans learned to drive animals toward natural traps, marshes, cliffs, unstable ground. An adult mammoth was formidable. A single charge could kill, but a herd caught in confusion could be vulnerable. There is no clear evidence that humans alone caused the extinction of mammoths in a sudden wave of overhunting. The story is more complex. Yet it is also clear that wherever humans expanded, large animals often decline. The warming climate reduced suitable habitat. Human hunting added pressure. Together, these forces narrowed the mammoth's world. Over centuries, populations thinned. Large herds became smaller groups. Regions that once held thousands fell silent. As numbers dropped, genetic diversity declined, the quiet strength that allows a species to adapt and recover. When populations become small and isolated, resilience fades. Harmful mutations accumulate. Disease spreads more easily. A single harsh winter can have devastating consequences. By around 10,000 years ago, mammoths had vanished from much of their range, but not everywhere. In remote northern refuges, small populations survived. One of the last strongholds lay far to the north, on Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean. Cut off by rising seas, a small group of mammoths persisted there thousands of years after their mainland relatives were gone. These island mammoths were smaller, an adaptation to limited resources. They walked tundra landscapes bounded by sea and sky. For a time, isolation protected them, but isolation also weakened them. With only a few hundred individuals, genetic variation dwindled. Studies of their DNA suggest increasing signs of decline over time. We cannot know exactly how their final years unfolded. A severe storm, disease, human arrival. Any of these could have ended the last fragile population. Around 4,000 years ago, the final mammoths on Wrangel Island disappeared. Somewhere on that Arctic tundra, one mammoth lived through its last winter. It did not know it was the last of its kind. It endured the wind as its ancestors had for millennia. It grazed on sparse vegetation. It followed ancient instincts in a world that no longer held others like it. And when it fell, whether from age, hunger, or cold, no other mammoth remained. With that quiet death, an entire lineage ended. Yet mammoths did not vanish completely from the earth. In Siberia, Alaska, and northern Canada, permafrost preserved their bodies in remarkable detail. As frozen ground thaws, tusks and fur emerge from riverbanks. Some remains are so intact that skin, muscle, even stomach contents survive. From these discoveries, scientists have reconstructed their lives. Pollen in their stomachs reveals what they ate. Teeth record seasonal movements. Bones tell stories of growth and hardship. DNA links them closely to modern elephants. In recent years, researchers have even explored the possibility of introducing mammoth-like traits into living elephants, attempting to create animals adapted to cold climates. The idea is debated. Even if successful, such an animal would not truly be a mammoth. It would be something new. But the very effort reveals how deeply these giants remain in our imagination. For thousands of years, humans painted mammoths on cave walls. Today, we examine them in genetic code. Their story carries a warning. Mammoths did not disappear because of a single event. Their extinction was the result of overlapping pressures, climate change, shrinking habitat, human expansion, and declining population strength. That pattern feels familiar. Today, elephants face poaching and habitat loss. Rhinoceroses struggle against illegal trade. Polar bears depend on sea ice that diminishes each year. Tigers move through forests that grow smaller with every decade. Like mammoths, these animals exist within systems that are shifting, and like mammoths, they cannot control those changes. If you stand before a mammoth skeleton in a museum, it may look like something ancient and unreal. Curved tusks arch overhead, ribs form a vast cage. But behind those bones once stood a living herd beneath an open sky. Calves learning to walk, mothers guiding migrations, long summers filled with grass and insects. They were not legends while they lived. They were part of a functioning world. The question their extinction leaves us is not whether we can recreate them. It is whether we will allow their story to repeat. We understand the forces that erase them. We recognize the combination of environmental change and human pressure. And yet, for many species today, the outcome remains uncertain. The mammoth's world of ice is gone forever, but its story remains, preserved in frozen ground, in ancient art, and in the lessons it offers us now. The last mammoth did not know it was the last, but we do know what is happening today, and that knowledge makes all the difference.